And Abaddon,
hello,
Venom. It's really great of you guys to drop by. We've been expecting the visit for some time, and it's really great to see you finally over here in Canada for the very first time.
Excellent. Indeed. It's great to be here.
Excellent. You guys just came off the road in Europe, and you're in right now doing a few days of rehearsals before you launch the Canadian assault. How was Europe?
That's right. Europe is, as per usual, amazing, you know. The crowds in Europe are just incredible. They really are. But you know, we hope to get the Canadian crowd going as well.
Yeah, wait till you see the crowd here, because I think that if anything has always been a staple of everybody's diet here, it's always been hard rock. It's just the response to the hour that we do here every week. It's phenomenal. All the fans get in and they make up banners and things like that. So I think that you're really going to experience.
Probably because the place is so cold, you know. You've got to sort of jump about. Got to jump about all that.
When you go to a concert, you want to make sure that you can really get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought what we do right off the top is go back a little bit and do a Venom song for everybody, and then we can talk a little bit about the essence of heavy metal.
Ready? Yeah.
All set? Okay, Witching Hour.
Go.
And here's Venom on MuchMusic. There's Venom on MuchMusic. Now, you guys seem to me to play faster, harder, louder, and rawer than just about anybody else. You know, when you think of the way that hard rock is going these days, people like Rat, Quiet Riot are really grabbing the limelight. But talking to fans, what you guys do seems to me to be true metal, as opposed to what's being called, I guess, fashion metal by a lot of people.
Yeah, we like basically to get it together, to get the job done, to write a song and record it and just put as much energy into it as you possibly can.
Yeah. We're obviously influenced by bands like Duran Duran. And basically that's where the power comes from. It's like, you know, Kajagoogoo and stuff like that.
Some of the synthesizer licks I hear in your music, they really seem to be a direct
all the time.
Spandau Ballet, so I can see that
great
direct influence. But as well as just, you know, playing it, putting it down and playing it live, there's also seems to me to be a kind of an attitude that really captures the fans on a very, very basic level.
Yeah. It's probably the same as a band. We've got a very strong attitude, very basic attitude of where we want to go, and I think probably the fans are they have the same attitude, really, the same ideas, you know.
Right. Actually, over the course of the Power Hour, I've got a kind of a wide cross section of what's happening in metal these days. So maybe what we can do is get you guys to hang around for the rest of the hour. You can kind of comment on it and things like that. Maybe you can read some of the requests that we have. But first of all, let's give you a little bit more Venom. This is Hell Breaks Loose of the MuchMusic Power Hour. More Venom recorded in Newcastle on the MuchMusic Power Hour. First of all, I wanted to give you just a little thank you for coming on the show today. We've got sweatshirts there for after the gig. As well, I wanted to show you this, Cross, as a real rock fan and a real Venom fan sent this into me. It's all handmade, and I thought that was really a great little bit.
Really
and he said he'd like me to wear it on the Power Hour, but I think that he would probably really be knocked out if I was to say, here is a present from him.
Oh, get it?
Just go on, bend it.
All right.
Bend it, get it.
Oh!
Knock the light down.
Mayhem.
Right. Any offers on the light?
We bent the light.
Got the light down. Right, what else? Got the ceiling? Let's see. Oh, it's excellent.
As I said a few minutes ago, we've got a good cross-section of metal coming up, and I think we've got a request here, Abaddon. Maybe you want to read this?
No.
Okay,
I'll go on.
You get
Dear Gio, I recently mailed a request a few weeks ago for you to play the stage version of Maiden's 2 Minutes to Midnight. I thought I'd try once more. Please play it. Iron Maiden rule. Okay.
Well, I'm really sorry that we didn't get that request on when they wrote it in, but a little more artwork here. See, the fans really like to send in this sort of stuff. How do Maiden rate with you guys as far as rock fans?
Pretty good. They're good for what they do their thing well.
Because for so long they were always, you know, if you looked up heavy metal in the dictionary, there was a picture of Iron Maiden. They seem to be falling a touch out of fashion with some kids these days.
They've influenced a lot of other bands, and I feel maybe that's what we're doing now. So you can't knock them for what they did. Right. That's fine.
There's a lot of bands doing like the Iron Maiden thing, and now there's a lot of bands doing the Venom thing. You know, it's what's going up. We love it. It's great.
All right. Well, we got a special request, so let's show you Iron Maiden 2 Minutes to Midnight on MuchMusic.
MuchMusic.
That is Iron Maiden from the Power Slave LP with 2 Minutes to Midnight. Not quite the stage version of it. A bit of a mistake. Sorry, we will pull that one for you in an upcoming Power Hour. Did you guys, when you were touring around Europe, hear anything about a Canadian band called Helix, who were on tour with, I think, Kiss and Merciful Fate?
Kiss in England, yeah, that was the... I think that's the only time we've seen them,
right?
With Kiss.
Because they have a similar reputation here as you guys do, in that they attract a very hardcore following, and they really get down to the gut level of some of the fans.
Yeah? Oh, excellent. great. It's good to hear that more bands are taking on our kind of attitude, really, because, you know, we're just having a good time.
Right.
The only Canadian band that did it from that level, really, in England was probably Anvil, I think.
Right, yeah.
And they sort of went, they went downhill. I think.
Yeah, we haven't heard from them for a little while, but we have been following Helix, and recently we were in the studio with them, and we thought while we were here, maybe we could give you a sneak preview of an upcoming Helix album. This will be out, probably towards the summer. This is just a track that we caught in the studio. It's not even finished. It needs some background vocals, a little sweetening, mixing. It was just a very raw mix, but just to give you an idea.
Me and him will do it. Great.
All right. Here's Helix with Christine on MuchMusic.
Dates with Venom and Slayer in Toronto at the Concert Hall, March 27th, and in Quebec City at the Albert Russo Hall.
The Power Hour, J.D. Roberts with you with Cronus and Abaddon of Venom. Good to see you boys drop by again. Thanks a lot. We have a request here from Lee Evershed of London, who would like to see Motley Crue. Now, there are really two schools of thought in the school of heavy rock.
They're girls and we're men.
They're not.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Okay, there's a lot of Los Angeles bands tend to do, even though they say this is real hard rock, what a lot of people are terming fashion rock. What do you guys think of the whole scene there? Come on, be honest.
Try that side.
You can't swear on the telly.
You want to bet?
It's very big in England at the moment, but no, it stinks.
Is it a case of live and let live, though? I mean, do you have to accept that these guys exist and they do sell a lot of records?
Oh, yeah, great. I mean, I've got a little brother who loves them, you know, he loves Motley Crue.
Right.
Me personally, I think, like, you know, all the makeup and that, it's beyond me, and I just think...
Couldn't share a hotel room, one of them.
No, I couldn't share a hotel room.
They just don't look straight.
Too much hairspray, you know, they smell like girls.
They just smell like...
I think, you know, they've got some good songs in that, you know. I think it's a shame what's happened to Vince Neil and that.
Yeah.
With the Razzle incident and whatever it's called. You know, I think all these bands are great. You know, they're all going out there and they're doing the bit. But it's not my scene, put it that way.
They should leave the hairspray and makeup at home.
Yeah.
Let's go out on their own.
Yes. I mean, there's the glam thing, and then there's the girl thing. I think they're doing the girl thing, you know.
All right. Well, here's the girls too young to fall in love. It's too young to fall in love from the girls on MuchMusic. Now, coming up April 14th at the Metro Center in Halifax, Canada's rock and roll trio Triumph are going to be playing a date there, and you could be on stage with them. You could, what we say, be a rock star. It's really been a pleasure to have you on the show. Some
no problem.
Honest metal. Good luck with the shows in Canada in the next little while.
Excellent.
Thanks again. Look forward to more great stuff from you.
Get in.
Leave you with Triumph on the MuchMusic Power Hour. Thanks again, guys.
In the 4 years or so since the so-called rebirth of heavy metal, the genre has split into many different areas, some of which cross over, others which exist totally on their own. For good, fast power rock with maximum impact and minimum melody, you can turn to bands like Iron Maiden or Judas Priest. The Scorpions. To Quiet Riot. Or if you'd like a little mascara with your metal, you could try any one of the fashion bands of rock, like Motley Crue. Or Rat. While bands in the aforementioned classifications grab most of the limelight and therefore most of the record sales, there is an entirely different side to the force which attracts the most devout following. And yes, folks, just like Star Wars, it could be called the dark side.
Living low
When it comes to this form of heavy rock, no one can beat Venom, a trio of metal maniacs from Newcastle who play a form of music that's closer to hardcore than heavy metal. That, plus the fact that they're not cuddly like Dee Snider or superb musicians like Eddie Van Halen, has led people to call Venom the new Motorhead. But talking to Kronos and Abaddon, they don't want to be lumped in there with Lemmy.
Nothing like Motorhead. Motorhead did their own thing. They did it well. They went out and we're doing something now which is it's Venom. It's nothing like Motorhead.
Motorhead are more like a sort of rock band, really. I mean, we're OTT heavy metal. That's what it is. Black metal.
You take their roots and you take the music roots and it goes to like R&B, that sort of stuff, you know. And we're not doing that.
They're playing rock riffs, you know. It's all rock that they're playing. I mean, our riffs now, everything's like. Well, put it this way, it's a bit like Venom, I would say, is like listening to Motorhead at 78 with a lot of bass on. You know?
We have this strong thing where it was a speed metal thing that happened that a lot of people turn up at our shows and the skinheads, I suppose you got them here. You got skinheads, you got punks, spiky hair and all this sort of stuff. And they turn up the gigs. Now I don't want to see some people with long hair picking on these people, and I don't want to see all those picking on some little kid with long hair, you know, a leather jacket or something, you know. But it's never happened at a gig. We've never had problems. We've had loads of skinheads in,
punks,
hundreds of punks,
and
there's never been
all
any
mixing together, you know.
Never been any
all
problem.
enjoying the gig, no fights, no hassles.
There's no other band. Motorhead were getting there. Bands like the Damned, Sex Pistols were, but there's no band that in the last 4 or 5 years have done it the way we're doing it.
What is it about you that lets all those people come together?
Energy.
Yeah.
Purely getting off on just crazy energy. We are there to really give it life, and that's what they're for.
The punks think that we're playing punk, and the metalers think that we're playing metal. It's actually it's the perfect crossover.
When you look at what you write about, when you think of names like Kronos and Abaddon, when you see the upside-down crosses, instantly you think Satanism.
I'll tell you what it is. We play what we consider to be the heaviest, fastest, most potent music that has ever happened. And to play that kind of music, I can't start singing about sheep's flowers, daisies, and things like that, right? Or love, and hello baby, I love you, you love me. I can't do that. So to make the relationship happen, you've got to sing about something else that has got total power. You know, so you look at, what do you look at? You go, right, Satan, how much power has he got? And there's so much to sing about.
It's also so much. It's a matter that never dries up because we're well read on the subject, and there's just a wealth of ideas and old stories, old tales, things that
the devil always has the best tunes.
That's right. Always got the best tunes. That's right. Heavy metal is something that we
throw out the window.
We totally just want nothing to do with because
heavy
metal is now including Wasps and
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Prince
come on,
was
Prince.
heavy metal in England.
Prince was a front cover on Kerrang, and he was 8 pages inside.
That's ridiculous.
Pathetic.
So why not?
So that's heavy metal. Yeah, great. The punks probably hate that, but what we're doing, they don't hate
black
that.
metal.
Black metal, power metal, they don't hate that.
What exactly is black metal then?
That's our music. That's what we're doing. That's what a million other bands are starting to do.
Everybody else is starting.
It's a new thing. All these bands, the likes of Murs. I mean, they even class Black Sabbath as black metal now.
That's right.
I mean, it's our phrase. We coined it.
10 years,
it's all ours.
15 years later.
What actually black metal is, it's like every rock and roll cliche thrown into a jar, mixed up, scooped out. There's Venom.
That's right.
The whole bit, over the top, smash your guitars, you know, go totally wild on stage. The whole bit, you know.
If you're taking all the rock and roll cliches and mixing them up and going out into the marketing, and does this not mean that what you're doing is just pure entertainment?
It is pure entertainment.
Total entertainment for the people who want to do that thing. For the people who want to sit down with a glass of wine or something, you put Frank Sinatra on and they're entertained, that's them happy.
Great.
For the people who want to walk around the streets just like looking for something to get off on, rather than going out and beating each other up or going out and hassling a car and stealing a car or picking some girl out and dragging her around the back sort of thing, come and see us. Great.
come on the new music. Nick Kirsch.